Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Friday, November 11th, 2022. I am Timothy Jaikran. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Ali challenges private sector to take advantage of opportunities created by government. Myers ordered IT manager to abandon server documents during bomb threat. CJ orders Rams Logistics to be issued with local content certificate by Monday. Rangers fear drown after boat capsizes in CUYUNI River. And man found dead in Lethem well. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Irfan Ali has this afternoon challenged the private sector in Guyana to take advantage of the business opportunities created by the government. He was at the time addressing the opening of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industries Business Development Forum at the Pegasus Suites. Vanu Manikchan reports.
During his address at the GCCI's Business Development Forum, President Dr. Irfan Ali expressed his disappointment with the lack of action by the private sector to take advantage of the various opportunities that government has unlocked, especially with international partners.
We just had UCAF here. UCAF is going to unlock hundreds of millions of dollars of investment. And guess what? UCAF financing does not come with 100% UK input. It comes with 20% UK input. And they met with the private sector. They met with you. You're talking about supplies and building a new supply chain of goods. How much of us will approach UCAF? At Pains, we brought a Saudi business investor group ready to form partnership. We were not ready with one single feasibility study or business plan to present. The Korean group came. The president of GCCI was part of this. The Korean group came. We were not ready with one business plan or feasibility study to present.
The head of state made these remarks after the GCCI President Timothy Tucker spoke about issues facing business development in Guyana, such as access to financing.
The President, Minister of Finance, the private sector have all called for better access to finance. We have looked at it. We've done surveys. The GCCI partnered with CLDB, did a survey. There's a need in the next 12 months for over $112 million by 450 companies that responded to that survey.
Nevertheless, President Ali offered to put mechanisms in place to help locals prepare their business plans so that they are in a better position to capitalize on opportunities for financing.
How many of that 400 plus businesses that is ready for financing has a business plan and a feasibility plan ready to be financed? I guarantee you it's less than 15% or 20%. What I would like to see out of this business forum is to take that 400 plus persons who you say are business ready to get the loan, develop the feasibility study, sit with them. I can send to you now 6 professionals that will sit with you throughout this conference. Ashina's put together the 6. Send it to the conference to help you to write those feasibility studies. I'm going to put Stephen on the spot. I'm going to put GBTI on the spot. I'm going to put Demerara Bank and all the others on the spot. We're going to form a team that the Minister of Finance will lead with you and take you to the banks to present the proposals. Let's walk this walk now.
Moreover, Tucker announced that at the end of the forum, GCCI will be injecting $300,000 into successful business plans submitted. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchan.
The Commission of Inquiry into the 2020 elections was told that during the bomb threat at the Ashmans building on March 5, 2020, the IT manager of the Guyana Elections Commission was instructed by former Deputy Chief Elections Officer Roxanne Myers to leave behind the server and other electoral documents, including statements of polls, most of which are now missing. Here is Vanu Manikchan again with the details.
GCOM's Information Technology Manager, Anil Giddens, took the stand on Thursday, telling the COI that he was in charge of the tabulation center where the CEO's copies of SOPs were being digitalized. He recalled that on March 5, 2020, he and his staff were in the tabulation center at Ashman's building when they were informed of a bomb threat and asked to evacuate. Giddens said his deputy backed up the data they had compiled thus far on a flash drive, which the then DCEO, Roxanne Myers, subsequently requested.
How did you consider that request?
It was abnormal. It was,
Abnormal.
yes,
But you said you complied with it.
I did. At that point,
Why did you comply with it?
because I felt it was an instruction given to me and by a superior officer, and I did not want to disobey that instruction.
Is that flash drive part of GCOM's records now?
No, it's not. As a matter of fact, that flash drive is missing.
The manager further stated he returned to the building to power off the server and remove it from the facility for its protection, in keeping with GCOM's IT division disaster recovery plan. But the DCEO attempted to stop him from complying with those protocols.
She instructed you not to remove it.
Not to remove it, correct.
And what did you do?
I removed it nonetheless.
Was she present when you did that?
She was there. She witnessed me actually walking out of there with it. Yes.
Did she say anything further to you?
Not that I can recall. She was adamant. I think she repeated her instruction to leave it. But I did not respond after that.
According to Giddens, the server contained data on the tabulation process. He noted that after they were given clearance to return to the building and power up the server, Myers turned up and sent the staff home, saying there was a breach of protocols when the server was removed.
I don't think that I could have simply walked out, knowing that those documents were signed for by staff under my command and were not signed out to where it was intended to go. So I felt the need to stay behind and organize and categorize and secure those documents, inclusive of the equipment and the data, the server, so that I could leave the place in a state where I had no more involvement, and I was safe in my mind that these things were secure, because these are statements of poll, and data from statements of poll.
The IT manager recalled that he did not return to Ashman's building until March 23, 2020, and it was discovered that several items were missing. He said the then Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowingfield was informed about this but never responded. The elections COI will resume until November 28. Reporting for the Evening News, Fanu Manakchand.
Chief Justice Roxanne George has ordered the Director of Local Content, Martin Pratap, to issue Ramps Logistics with a local content certificate by noon on Monday, November 14th. Failing to do so will see him being liable for contempt of court and being fined. In September, the company initiated judicial review proceedings against Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat, the Local Content Secretariat, Secretariat Director Martin Pratap, and Attorney General Anil Nandalal over the government's decision to deny it the certificate. Ruling in the matter on Friday, Justice George held that the local content certificate considered irrelevant factors in making its decision. The irrelevant factors she alluded to are the criminal charges against the company for making false declarations to the Guyana Revenue Authority. Based on the evidence before the court, Justice George noted that the company has satisfied all the requirements to be registered in the local content register. Ramps Logistics Director Samantha Cole, had deposed that if the company is not added to the local content register, it will lose multi-million US dollar contracts from companies in the oil industry and be forced to reduce its operations and dismiss a majority of its employees. Guyana's Local Content Act defines a local company as one incorporated under the Companies Act and is beneficially owned by Guyanese nationals. Beneficial ownership is defined as owning 51% of the company. Additionally, a local company is expected to have Guyanese in at least 75% of the executive and senior management positions and at least 90% in non-managerial and other positions. Works on the Mabaruma Hospital in Region 1, Burima-Waini, to upgrade it to a smart facility have been completed. Find out more in this Rupasinarine report.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony informed on Friday that the Mabaruma Hospital has been operationalized, but the official commissioning is pending. The Smart Hospital concept comes under an $835 million fund by the former United Kingdom Department for International Development and implemented by the Pan American Health Organization's Department of Emergency Preparedness and Disaster Relief with the Health Ministry.
We have completed the Smart Hospital at Mabaruma, and we'll have to set a date when we'll officially open it. This was a project that we have done with funding from the UK government and supervised by the Pan American Health Organization.
Already, works at Diamond, Lenora, and Lethem hospitals have been completed. At the last facility, the Paramakatoy Hospital, the Ghana Defense Force is executing this contract. It is expected to finish in 1 month. Once that is completed, all 5 hospitals will be upgraded to smart facilities.
The last project in this series, because we've done 5 infrastructure projects with this funding. The first one, Lethem, which has been completed, Diamond, which has been completed, Lenora. So all 3 have been completed, and we have started back working at these 3 facilities. Mabaruma, as I said, we have completed, and they are operational again, but we have to do the official reopening. Paramakatoy was the last one. We were having difficulty to get a contractor because of the remoteness of the area and the challenges to get building material onto the site. The GDF had agreed to do this contract, and we have contracted them.
Rupa Sinarine, The Evening News.
2 rangers, former employees of the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, are feared drowned after the boat in which they were traveling capsized in the CUYUNI River, Region 7. The missing men are Terence Thomas and Jermaine LaRose. Reports are that the incident occurred at some time between 3 hours and 4 hours on Thursday, when the rangers, the captain of the vessel, and another man were on board the vessel. The captain and the other passenger managed to swim ashore, but the 2 rangers were not seen. The boat, which was loaded with fuel and other items, had left in Bamadai and was heading to Jawala, also in Region 7, when tragedy struck. The Evening News understands that while the boat and engine have not been located, several drums of fuel, zinc sheets, and other items that were in the boat have been found floating in the river. Investigations are ongoing. Police in Region 9, Upper Taktu, Upper Essequibo, are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of Michael Adolph, whose body was found in a well at the Tapachinga housing scheme in Lethem. The discovery was made on Thursday at about 16 hours by a housewife who had gone to the well to fetch water. The man's 23-year-old daughter has said she had last seen her father on Monday at around 5:30 hours when he had left home. The man's body has since been removed from the well as investigations continue. Investigators have found 2 cuts on the forehead and head of the corpse. A post-mortem examination will be conducted. Coming up, bill tabled to revoke DPP's power to direct magistrates, and Ogle Airport tests emergency response in full-scale exercise.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to the ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
Try our virtual sports and win big with so much matches to choose from. Betting starts at $100. Play for your chance to win. Log on to www.superbet.gy or visit any one of our agents to place your bets. Terms and conditions apply. Have fun and play responsibly. Must be 18 and over to play.
Cheryl, girl, you want me? Sorry. I'm interrupting y'all.
Marla, I'm here taking the census.
Girl, you done got a husband already, huh?
Miss, I am a census taker, going door to door so that everyone can be interviewed and counted in the National Census 2022.
What is the census though?
Well, the Population and Housing Census is a count of the population and all the buildings every 10 years.
Getting counted transforms an entire nation.
From Region 1 to Region 10.
You know what? I believe our village needs a health center.
I think it needs some roads too. You see the man boots out there, how it's full of mud, eh?
That's why I'm asking Mrs. Da Silva a few questions from our questionnaire. We record the answers and then the data is used to help shape the future of the country.
Oh, so the two y'all not...
Oh gosh.
We go.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. The government has tabled a bill to amend Section 72 of the Criminal Law Procedure Act, which empowers the Director of Public Prosecutions to direct a magistrate. The Caribbean Court of Justice had earlier this year ruled in the local case of Marcus Bistram versus the Director of Public Prosecutions that a law that renders a magistrate's professional decision-making subject to the dictates of another official cuts straight through Article 122A of the Constitution of Guyana, and therefore that section of the law was declared unconstitutional and void. Article 122A states, all persons presiding over the court shall exercise their functions independently of the control and direction of any other person or authority, and shall be free and independent from political, executive, and any other form of direction and control. Section 72 of the Criminal Law Procedure Act outlines the procedure for the committal of an accused person to stand trial. It confers the DPP with the authority to direct a magistrate after the discharge of an accused person at the end of a preliminary inquiry to reopen the said PI and commit the accused person once the DPP believes a prima facie case has been established. Section 72 of the Act will amend in the manner recommended by the CCJ, Guyana's Court of Last Resort. With the amendment, the DPP, if aggrieved by the decision of a magistrate to discharge an accused person at the end of a PI, can now make an ex parte application to a judge of the High Court for a warrant to arrest and commit the discharged person for trial. The judge may grant that application only if he or she is of the view, from the evidence that was placed before the magistrate who discharged the accused person, that such a course of action is required. If the DPP or discharged person is aggrieved by the judge's decision, an appeal against that decision shall lie in the Court of Appeal of Guyana. Rupert Sinarayan joins us now to report that the Eugene F. Correa International Airport on Thursday conducted its full-scale emergency response exercise in order to test mechanisms and preparedness ahead of any disasters. Let's have a look.
This exercise was conducted within the requirements of the International Civil Aviation Organization and the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority. During the exercise, crucial operational procedures such as rescue methods, security posture, Operational procedures, processing and triage of injured victims were assessed. More than 20 agencies and organizations from both the public and private sector were involved, including first responders and airport personnel. Director General of the GCAA, retired Lieutenant Colonel Egbert Field, noted that this exercise is extremely important when it comes to the safety and security of passengers.
Exercises like these really helps the airport, the fire service, the medic, and all the parties involved, or all the stakeholders involved, to learn what they may not be able to practice in the real situation at real time. They learn from this, so when it actually happens, they are properly coordinated and they're able to provide the kind of service which is required. This exercise helps the stakeholders, one, with the coordination, also to identify who does what, and also helps the passengers, the flying public, to get assistance as quickly as possible.
While the GCAA official expressed satisfaction at the way the exercise was conducted, he also hinted that there is always room for improvement.
I am satisfied, but there's always room for improvement. There are always areas that individuals can sharpen up on. But I'd say I was very much satisfied that the coordination of the team, the time between which the incident happened and the response was very good.
The live full-scale emergency response exercise is held every 2 years to rehearse with all the organizations that would be involved in an actual emergency, with the purpose of evaluating the preparedness and capabilities of the airport, its tenants, and local response agencies. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
The Region 6 administration is well on track to complete its 2022 work program. To date, the region has completed 90% of its work planned for the year. Our Berbice correspondent, Andrew Carmichael, reports that the administration is boasting that it has developed a good working relationship with contractors in the region, despite having to read the Riot Act to one of them. Here's more.
Currently, there are a lot of capital programs taking place in Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine. However, Regional Vice Chairman Zamal Hussain says most of those projects are being undertaken by the Public Works Ministry and other agencies. This year, the region is seeing close to 500 roads being upgraded. According to the Vice Chairman, who also heads the Regional Works Committee, the region has completed 90% of its planned works program and hopes to reach 100% before the year ends. According to him, 4 major projects are still ongoing.
That is the jetty in Baracara. The project now started because of the logistics with transportation, taking in the material and so forth. Myself, the REO and the regional engineer reached with the contractor, and we had to read the Riot Act to him, and as such, the work is ongoing. The health center at Fort Ordnance, we are in the closing stages. Very shortly that will be completed. And the 52 and 46 sluice is in progress too. Very shortly that will be completed before the end of the year. So basically these are the 4 major projects out of the $1.6 billion that we was allocated.
Of that sum, $1.4 billion has already been spent. The Vice Chairman, who was presenting a Works Committee report to the Regional Democratic Council, was questioned about some of the issues with some of the contractors executing projects in the region. He noted that not all of the work is being undertaken by the region.
Our region, we don't have much issue with contractors pertaining to ongoing works. I told you we had a problem with one of the contractors at Baracara. Myself, the REO, and the regional engineer sit with him, and that was the only delinquent contractor that we had a problem with. The one that the chairman discussed is basically Public Works. The Ministry of Public Works sent down a team with the engineer, the PS, and the leadership of the Ministry of Public Works, and they discussed the challenges with the particular contractors there. So the Works Committee of the region cannot dictate for the Central Ministry.
For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
The Davis Memorial Hospital on Wednesday hosted a walk ahead of World Diabetes Day, which would be observed on November 14th. The hospital, which was opened in 1967 and is operated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, has a support group for diabetic patients, which it believes plays a significant role in the lives of persons living with this disease. Let's have a look at their event aimed at raising awareness of this illness that affects about 422 million people worldwide.
At Davis Memorial Hospital, we have a clinic and a support group. Here we have about 75 persons that attend this group. Here we give support to persons that are dealing with diabetes. We are here to help you. We are here to show you how to deal with diabetes. We are here to give massages. We are here to listen to you. We are here to help to assist in treatment in whatever form. We are here to educate you upon what you should eat and what you should not eat. Diabetes can affect anyone. You can be a child, you can be pregnant, and you can have diabetes.
We can live normal lives. What we do is control what we eat.
The aim of Diabetes Awareness Campaign, or as we say, World Diabetic Day campaign, is basically to promote the importance of taking actions to confront diabetes as a critical global health issue. In as much as you might have diabetes, that is not the end of the road. There is still hope, and we are here to help you. Thank you.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is expected to be closed on Saturday, November 12, 2022 at 8 hours 30 for a period of 1 hour. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed on Saturday, November 12, 2022 at 6 hours 35 for a period of 1.5 hours.
PMT20 Cup officially bowls off. Guyana Harpy Eagles seeking win in crucial CCC encounter. Details of these stories in the Sportscast sponsored by Macorp coming up on the other side of the break.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
It's November already and soon it will be Christmas, so we at John Lewis Styles are giving away one Amazon Echo show every week in November and every day in December. Stream music and videos, make video calls and control smart devices, alarms, reminders and lots more. Every $5,000 spent gives you a chance to win when you shop for clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage and accessories. So visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
girl, you won't believe. Sorry, I'm interrupting y'all.
Marla, I'm here taking the census.
Girl, you done got a husband already, huh?
Miss, I am a census taker, going door to door so that everyone can be interviewed and counted in the National Census 2022.
What is the census though?
Well, the Population and Housing Census is a count of the population and all the buildings every 10 years.
Getting counted transforms an entire nation.
From Region 1 to Region 10.
You know what? I believe our village needs a health center.
I think it needs some roads too. You see the man boots out there, how it's full of mud, eh?
That's why I'm asking Mrs. De Silva a few questions from our questionnaire. We record the answers and then the data is used to help shape the future of the country.
Oh, so the two y'all not.
Oh gosh.
We call